Oh, that's a. I think that's a second edition magic item. Let me see if it
Oh,
still exists in fifth
that
edition.
would be cool. I've always wanted to have a character that did like the Magnificent Mansion for a year and like had their own castle.
A long rest, you say? So we leveled up. Does that mean that we got a long rest?
That is a good question. Essentially, where did you guys leave off?
Um, oh, like I remember
We left
easily.
off. They were. I mean, we were done. We went back.
Yeah, we teleported back to base camp, and we were all having points of insanity from seeing all the eyeballs and parts blowing up. And then we were gonna go up to level 13. We had a boon of our choice. The hive stone is breached and they're trying to clear it, and they were welcoming us to help. And we decided to go ahead and help with the assault of the hive and think about
Yes.
next campaign. Does that sound? I wrote
Yes.
some other
So,
stuff
so
that I
you
couldn't
already,
understand.
essentially got the. Mm. So
Although,
you've got already got the honors of
uh,
House Mirror, and you've returned them back to their
Yep.
rightful owners of the lords and governors of Cloudus, and they.
and
Uh,
we rescued that young man, the young noble that was in there, the whatever the
yes,
fifth.
that's correct. So, Glenmere the Fifth. Yep.
I just love that I gave everybody insanity for transporting you to the warp. That makes me happy.
We were gonna get it one way or another. Um, Speaking of which, Mina decided she wanted to ask for the boon of health so that she's immune to diseases and poisons. Um, because I thought, maybe it'd help my hernia.
Okay.
Can we go with that?
Well, you could be resistance to both. I'm fine with
Okay.
that essentially.
Okay.
So let's see here.
And then it gives an advantage on constitutions, but I don't have to do that part if we don't.
I think we're just gonna go with resistance. That's fine.
Okay, that's fair enough. I already have a plus. I already have proficiency for cons, so it's not as mission critical.
Okay. Okay. So the Generius family essentially shares some of the holy grace of the God Emperor with each of you, essentially. So that is effectively the reward because like there's no wealth we can give you at this point that would be meaningful where you're going next. So
Did you turn your camera on yet?
I have not. Give me
Okay,
1 second.
sure.
Okay, let me pick that up. That is the wrong link. Okay, let's see here.
Has
Trying to
any?
think of something interesting.
Go ahead.
Do, 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 do.
Has anyone thought about the next campaign?
I have.
Lawrence, have you thought about what we're gonna do next?
Well, that is a good question. So, let's see. Some genres we haven't actually looked into are like film noir, so like hard-boiled detectives and that sort of stuff. We haven't. Uh, let's see here. We've done demigods, but we haven't done superheroes. Let's see here. What else? We could go
We
back
haven't
to
done.
doing a traditional fantasy game because we haven't done that in a while.
Hmm.
I know.
Uh,
I talked to Clancy the other day, and I know he's been wanting to do a like Vampire the Masquerade like gothic setting.
so we could do a gothic setting, or we could just do a World of Darkness type of setting. That's where everybody plays monsters. That's of some sort. So
Hmm.
it'd be better if you played these sort of generally the same type of monster, but just like you could be mixed. That'd be fine.
It's the Monster Mash.
Bobby
Oh, god,
Borax and the Crypt Kickers.
god damn it! I got the song stuck in my head now.
Yeah, it'll be in mine too. You can use Bonanza to get it out though.
Well, to get the song Monster
Sing
Mash out
Bumblebee
of my head.
Tuna all over. Bumblebee, Bumblebee Tuna. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so anyways, there's Lair of the Builders, if that actually interests you or not, but essentially it allows you to
Baby shark, do do do.
baby
Baby shark.
shark. Okay. All right,
What
so
is Lara the Builders?
Liar of the
Oh,
Builders,
okay.
essentially. This is one of those classic second edition items that either allows you to reinforce something so it cannot be broken, or uh, by even some really powerful stuff, or alternately, you can build something that would take 100 humans 3 days
Oh, wow.
or 30 minutes of playing.
Hmm? Hmm.
All right, so let's see here. So let's all go ahead and say long rest. Everybody's back up to full hit points and spells at this point.
Woo!
The before you start they start the assault on the Hive Stone. There's a long period of bombardment against the Hive Stone where it's just like it's you're all wearing like big muffled ear uh hearing protection, and even then it's just like constant like thrumming through your spine and your feet and your lower back as you're lying on cots. the the 8 hours comes all too early, as a lieutenant comes to wake you. It's like, we've given you as much time as we think is prudent at this point. We must be heading out at this point. Are you ready?
Ready as will ever
Born
be.
ready.
Okay. All right. So you arrive on site. The a in one an armored personnel carrier. They the all the Imperial Guard all the Imperial Guard soldiers are going up, 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 scooting out the back ramp. You take a bit of time and wait until to see if they get blown up or not, and then you come out. The because you made that mistake before by rushing out and then basically getting immediately blown up. So just like we're not, that's not going to happen again.
I think that's happened more than once. Yeah.
Yes,
Too many times for it to be acceptable.
yes, exactly. It's like, that's it. Like the grunts can go out first, and we're going to find out if they get blown up first. The uh the area around you like immediately takes a shelling as soon as the assault craft arrive. As you're glad, essentially, there's an immense amount of plasma heat, and but the armored personnel character seems to be holding at the moment. Uh, the When you look out, you can see like a row of card effects. There's like 10 of them, like lined up at the entrance to the Hive Stone, and like numerous Tyranid warriors. Uh, the counter barrage from they all basically dive back into hiding as the counter barrage from artillery basically uh, uh, starts shelling their area as you basically start making your assault directly behind the wave of artillery, clearing the way for you. Uh, you're hoping their timing is good. Otherwise, that artillery looks like it's will be just as devastating as the Tyranids if you're underneath it. You sort of juke right and start making your way towards the right flank of the Hive Stone. Uh, there's a sort of single Tyranid warrior sort of standing there minding his own business. It's like he sees you coming and draws his bone blades and screeches at you. And then
We
what are you
should
guys doing?
They're shooting the
Nice.
crap out of it.
I screech back.
Hmm? Hey, I can do that. I'll
Okay.
join.
Mina's gonna mouth, I can't hear you.
Mina's still wearing hearing protection. It's like,
Yeah.
man, it's really loud on this battlefield. It's like I can't wear earplugs.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said,
Oh, okay.
All right, so there's one low Tyranid warrior on the sort of like right flank of the Hive Stone at this point, and other than that, there's just like sheer wall of like semi-metallic, glassy rock that makes up the shell of the Hive Stone. Okay, so there's one Tyranid warrior, and what are you guys doing?
it's probably not worth actually spending any spells, big spells on. Start blasting at it with, let's go with,
Small arms fire.
yeah, I was gonna say vicious
Basically.
mockery.
Well, I'm saying all of you have small arms, so you can certainly shoot it. There's no harm in doing that. Essentially, and save other abilities. Okay, so all right, we'll start with Dredges on down. Dredges, what are you doing?
So, where we... I completely blanked. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're very, very faint, Dredges.
I completely blanked on what's happening. Sorry.
We're
Okay,
charging.
so you're assaulting the Hive Stone at this point. You have some, you have some explosives that have been given to you by the Imperials at this point to blow a hole in the highest side of the Hive Stone to get your way in.
Didn't we do that
Going
with
into the front seems like the least viable way from an assault team to get in there. So they're going to assault the front, and you're going to assault from the side.
Didn't we blow a huge hole in it when we dropped those like nukes on it?
No, all the rest of the nukes got blown up essentially when the sympathetic exploded in the Garius Manor. And you had to throw them outside the vault, and even the vault door barely held.
Well, that was the one because I think we had 10, and we used 9 of them on the main hive. Then we carried
Yeah.
one away to do the assault on the other thing against my better judgment.
Okay, so you've set the charges at this point. So you have the charges with you in another piece of dimensional storage. The other piece of dimensional storage is obviously destroyed at this point. So one of your hyperdimensional storage containers is gone. Okay, you have the rest in tow at this point. There's this one Hive warrior that's basically a Tyranid Hive warrior that's sort of standing there. That's obviously not going to let you just stand there and plant charges, but I just need actions on what you're going to do to take care of him. So he seems semi-surprised that you're there, and you are not surprised that you're there, so you get a surprise round.
Yay!
Hello. I'm gonna make an attack roll.
All right. Dredges clears the space between it and him in a blink of an eye, and all right, you got 2 attacks. Keep on going. Okay, they both hit, so it has 20 AC. So go ahead and give me 4d6 twice plus your strength bonus plus 4. Because you have +2 weapon, and then your strength. Well, actually, I think you're at +3 for your damage bonus. So plus, what is it? +11. So that's probably +22. Okay, never mind. You're all good. Let's see here. So 4d6, another 4d6. Okay, you splatter this thing's brains all over the ground as it's alive, but only in the basically very technical sense. It's missing like all the arms and organs off its right hand side.
It's still
So
alive.
it's down. It might as well be dead. Might as well be dead.
I shock it for good measure.
All right.
Right.
All right, you begin planning your charges. I need Arcana checks, and
Okay.
I assume you're going to unload them out of the hyperdimensional storage, unless you want to sacrifice another hyperdimensional storage.
I'd prefer not to. How many
Okay.
Yeah.
Arcana rolls do you need?
I need just the one because you're expecting one of them to set off the rest of them. You're just sort of
Alrighty.
piling them up against the wall, unless you're going to keep some of them in hyperdimensional storage.
Okay, that's a
Right.
23.
I'll assist if I
Okay,
need.
fine. Well, no assistance necessary. Mina manages to set it with her expert skill and sets an electrical charge on it and puts it up against the wall. Okay, are you using them all, or are you going to try to take some of the charges deeper into the hive with you?
I mean, how far did we have to get clear last time, or do we want to rope trick this again?
We're gonna need to do something. I
You
think the last time it
technically,
was rope trick and force wall, right?
Yeah, it was a combination. That
yes,
was a
that's right.
nuke. Wait, are we using nukes again?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, we're using nukes again.
Oh.
You
Well,
already know,
Um.
essentially, you technically should be probably better than probably 2 kilometers away from this thing when this goes off.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's set our charges. We need to conceal it before we dip out so they don't like remove it while we're running to the distance we need to be. So
Okay,
maybe
someone want to
I'll
roll
maybe
stealth to basically like
yeah.
throw some concealment over this thing, or do you want to
yeah,
use one
I'll
of your holo fields and sacrifice it?
I'll roll a stealth check. I'll attempt to conceal it.
Can I put something on it that if anybody tampers with it, it just blows up?
Okay.
Problem is, though, if someone tampers with us in range, we'll get blown up.
Well, yeah. I think we're gonna probably get blown up anyway, but
Likely.
uh, but yes, having
Okay.
some
You
concealment sounds good.
so France kicks some dirt over it. Good enough. Let's go.
You know me too
And then
well at
puts
this
a
point.
then basically puts a nice finds and like burnt out shrubbery and like plants it on top. All right,
Looks
you
to
all
me.
start booking for the hills. The most reasonable location is probably going over the sort of edge of the edge of the nobles district and like drop down to the level below. That's maybe about like a 15 to 20 foot drop, but it'll definitely put you outside of the blast radius. And most of you can fly, or cast featherfall. So, okay, so all of you dash for the edge. And predictably, like maybe about like 300 feet away when you look back and you see this patrol of like 5 termagants, i.e., the tiny Tyranids, the shorty ones, scooting around, sniffing around your bomb. It's just like,
Shit.
Would we know,
okay.
or would
And
I
now I
know?
need athletics checks for everybody because you need to really, really book it.
I can fly. How does that alter my roll at all?
Well, you have better than average movement. Sure, I'll give you advantage on the athletic checks.
All right.
So everybody can throw me 3 athletic checks. Your DC is 18 or better.
Okay, Mina's gonna drop
was
5
that?
on it, so
27.
that'll give her 20.
Fuck.
I need to roll what or better?
Fuck.
18 or better.
Hmm.
It was advantage, you said?
If you have basically 60-foot flight like Trance, not Trance, but Tearshot does, then
Even with advantage, I only got 1. I rolled like shit.
okay.
Okay, so I've
Well,
got some plus 5s.
Tearshot goes to take to the air and notices, oh,
Yeah.
oh crap,
I'm gonna
there's a
cast
break in
fly.
there's a break in my repulsor wing. It's like I didn't notice that was broken. It's sort
A
of flapping
5
along.
would get me
like,
1
like
more.
slightly off.
Does anybody still have inspiration?
I have
Oh, I do.
1 inspiration.
Well, everybody pick up an inspiration, basically, at least for getting the boon from the Generis family. So you should at least have 1 inspiration from that.
Very good.
Okay, so Trance is looking like terrible across the board.
Yup.
It's like Trance basically like trips and falls, like knocks himself silly on a rock.
He's not used to the new weight of the weapon.
I'll use 2 inspirations, and I made both of the last 2.
I'm just like, well, shit. Do I have time to summon Peter? Probably not.
Peter
Well,
Parker.
Trance, you want to throw up a fourth wall at this point? You're definitely of the opinion I am way too fucking close to this thing.
Oh yeah, no. If anybody else is not far enough away, I'll tell them to get
Yeah,
over to me too.
I think
I
I'm
will
the only one that
probably
made the athletics check.
Okay, so about half the group has to basically bail for the force wall because they're like, I'm not gonna make it, not gonna make it. It's like
And then
as uh, as everybody sees off as Trance throws up the force dome, there's a bright white flash in the distance by the edge of the Hive stone. Its semi-metallic hull becomes a blinding white mirror of glowing blue-white light that quickly turns into a wall of debris and shockwave that comes rolling over your general area, mixed with blue-white plasma. When the flash eventually dissipates and you're like blinking, everybody's blinking their eyes. I need a. Well, never mind. I'm assuming everybody knows to cover their eyes when looking at a nuclear blast.
oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so everybody's like shielding their eyes. It's like even with
don't
that, everybody is just like still flash blinded for a good like 10 seconds.
don't look at
Uh,
explosions
the
anyway.
fourth wall is just thrumming with the amount of energy it just absorbed at this point. There's this sort of clean chop all the way around you where the ground is probably about 20 feet lower, and you're sort of on this like pillar of rock that basically is shaped like a teardrop behind you, where the blast went beyond you. Uh, there's uh, there's a large hole in the side of the dome at this point, the hive stone at this point, and you can hear a sort of you can feel a sort of sympathetic thrum basically on the person who has all the Tyranid hive high energy stones basically within their hyperdimensional storage, as if they're reacting to the detonation of one of these bombs. Someone roll me a d20.
Not
I'll do it.
me.
Yeah, I'm not doing Hasa tonight.
19.
Yay!
18.
I
All right.
think. Is Hive good?
The ominous hum that's coming out of, let's say Ronan, since he was the one who originally picked up all the bombs to begin with. There's an ominous, basically, thrumming and hum coming from Ronan's general direction that sort of sounds like one of these energy stones about to explode, and then it begins to die down, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Right. So you can see a large hemispherical hole having been chopped out of the hive stone. Uh, it's not as much destruction as you would have expected. The hive stone is probably apparently made of really tough stuff.
Useful for the Imperium once it's cleaned of Xenos.
So you notice the Imperial forces are all pulled back. Essentially, when you radioed in, you were about to explode your nuke, and now they're sort of likewise unbunkering at this point and forming into lines for an assault. So they should start their assault probably within the next 10 minutes or so. Are you going to wait for them to really get going, or are you going to go now ahead of time?
Well, if we
While the
wait for
Tyranids are
them,
recovering.
they're definitely going to be able to group up at this hole. But we could also, explode them with big explosions when they go up.
How many of the bombs do we have left?
So you have 7.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That is a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also mentioning they're a double-edged sword because this is all Tyranid gear essentially. There's no telling what is going to happen when you put it in front of the queen. She could just blow you up, cause it to blow up as a retributive strike and kill you all. So,
And herself.
and herself, that is true. That could be that could be an end to this campaign. Let's put it that way. So all of you are deeply aware that Tyranid bioweapons basically are technically mastered by the Tyranid, and you're just borrowing their abilities at the moment.
Yeah. I'm sure they're not too happy about that.
So in the back of your mind, some of the more wise among you are going, I don't know if we should be bringing these in with us, essentially, but they are really potent weapons. So this is like, I don't know.
If we bring them in, we don't want to plant them and then stay there. The thing to do is plant them and then try and leave again.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to try and go in and do any sort of an assault on the inside other than bombs?
Or get like a
Or,
beachhead type deal for the Imperials.
or just use the opening that
I'm
they've
saying you've
already
already
made.
created like 2 big holes in the Hive Stone. It's like the Imperials will have a much easier time assaulting the place now because they won't have to like dig through the basically Hive defenses that are obviously at the front gate. Let's put it that way.
And on the inside, they're going to be forced to defend the 2 open holes, which is going to leave other stuff
Mm-hmm.
open. So,
What if we make another hole?
I
I was
mean,
just
we
thinking
have
the same
7
thing.
more. Why can't we? Yeah, why can't we just
do
continuously
it
blow this thing apart?
before the
Well,
Imperials
let's put
come
it this
in.
way: once the Imperials are engaged, you don't want to set off another
Well,
nuke
yeah, of
because you're going to blow
course.
up your own guys at that point.
Yeah,
And
it'd
you
have to
have
be
much
now.
more limited Imperials than you have Tyranid. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we leave the
The friendly
bombs
fire
somewhere.
on your own team basically is going to cause you to lose.
Let's leave him outside. Put him under a
Mm-hmm.
rock.
Yeah. Now my question is: there anywhere we can leave them where it's not going to be a hazard?
Well, no,
Not
but
particularly because the Imperial Guard are going to be assaulting the probably the same area for a while, right?
So
Yeah.
we literally,
So
we
you'd have
just
to take
have
it
to
very
keep.
deep into the Hive Stone to reasonably set it off and not blow up your own team.
I don't even mean set it off. I mean just like get rid of them so we're not
If you
carrying
want
a
to just
little.
get rid of them, just throw them off the side of the Hive ziggurat. Essentially, just throw them off the side of the pyramid. It's not like people are going to pick them up at this point.
Yeah, but then they
They've
might
already driven
like.
the remaining Tyranid back into the Hive Stone.
Well, what do you think, guys? I don't want to keep these things on us, especially if they can be used against us.
Or if somebody's going to pick it up and accidentally detonate it while we're in there.
right. Or if they're near the base of the ziggurat and the Tyranid decide to detonate them. Hey, Lawrence, was I able to rebuild Peter the Griffin?
Yes, certainly. It's just a casting of a spell, so yes, you can
Right,
summon your
right.
Griffin back out of the warp. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. I didn't know if we wanted to call it summoning out of the warp or building a hoverbike.
But
I'm gonna.
technically, it's not gear for you; it's a spell. So yes, you certainly can summon it again.
I'm going to go ahead and call Peter over. Be like, Peter, take this package and take it really far away from the ziggurat. Like, fly for 3 hours straight, drop it off, and then come back. And then
Peter goes. There's a sea. There's a sea exactly 5 kilometers away. Do you wish me to drop it off there, Master?
yeah, that'll be great.
See, like
That'll be great.
like a body of water.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll work. I mean, especially since it's not radioactive, just exploding underwater, other than killing the
Yeah,
denizens
just
of the
kill
underwater.
all the fish. Yeah.
I mean,
It's just
what is
Bikini
that, Bright
Atoll.
Light?
It's just the Bikini Atoll over again.
Yes.
I was thinking about people who dynamite fish.
blast fishing.
There's a whole village. There's a whole village of like innocent fisher folk there. Basically, feel bad now. Okay.
It's their
Anyways,
whole livelihood. It's all they've
their
ever
whole
known.
livelihood. Several generations
there-
of families.
You mean there was
So-
because the
Endangered
Tyranids
fish
ate
that
all
aren't
of them.
present anywhere else in the galaxy, and
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
except the Tyranids are going to absorb them anyway if we don't
Yeah.
stop them.
that's true.
Okay. All right. All right. So there's an assault team. Looks like you can basically join up with an assault team that's going in through the hole you just made. So they're all heavy armored troopers. Nowhere near like actual space marines, but they are relatively heavy armored. So
Wait, aren't we able to call upon Space Marines?
yes, you can. So you already have Imperial honors, which means you can call upon a detachment of Space Marines at any time for a favor. So that includes essentially them accompanying you if you want.
I mean, we have any other use for them?
Oh, yeah.
Certainly not.
Well,
in the
not
next
before the end of the
game,
campaign,
right?
so you might as well
Yeah.
use them now.
That's
Just put them
what I
out
was
of-
saying. I don't want to be constantly meta referencing end of campaign, guys. Got to use everything. But like, seriously, like, even if we like played more, what other stuff do we possibly have to use them for?
Yeah, let's pull them all in. All the NPCs.
Yeah.
Can Ham come back?
No, Ham is not coming back. He detests basically war. He detests wars. People get killed, including him. So
I mean, it makes
I
sense.
say we use up all of our boons to summon as many, or I mean, call in as many Marines as we can.
Summon the Spice Marines.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Drop pods. Zoom. Zoom.
All right. You call in a favor. You call in a favor to the Space Wolves, and it's like another Tyranid hive. Of course, we will be there immediately. You did this about a week ago. They should be arriving any time now. And in fact, they arrive right now.
Look
Drop
to
pod
the
comes
east on the
screaming out of
third
the sky
day.
and impacts the ground right in front of the hive. And the blue and white armored forms of like 9 and 10 feet tall space marines roll out of there and begin decimating whatever few Tyranids basically are foolish enough to basically engage with them. Doesn't look like the Primarch has arrived, but the chaplain definitely is here. As you see his power, his standard essentially glow with imperial honors, as it sort of bask everything in a golden glow from uh, the light of the God Emperor himself, as it sort of forms this force dome over the general area as counterattacks from the Tyranids sort of bounce off this golden glow. Welcome to the shit. Let's go. Let's.
You heard the man. Let's
I
go.
mean,
The
you heard
chaplain
the man.
basically
Let's do
waves
it.
the banner forward, and this detachment of Space Marines from the drop pod starts heading out. Okay, so the first area you enter looks like it probably was a sort of incubation room for Tyranid young and spawn, as they're sort of like badly burnt carcasses of like small-ish Tyranids scattered about all over the place. The Marines at this point seem to have deployed flamers and are like systematically torching anything that is still moving. Uh, the rest are basically just doing Overwatch and blasting anything that enters the room. Uh, you can see every so often termagants basically skittering here and there from dozens and dozens of tunnels as they take pot shots from their little hidey holes. The most obvious exit out of this room is this large sweeping oblong sort of sphincter shaped entrance essentially that is partially cut by the intersected by the plasma burns from the nuke going off, that is open at this point. That's probably about 20 feet wide and about 11, 12 feet tall. And as the Space Marines continue to go about their business, this horrible, like multi-choral screeching noise starts coming from that general area as uh, hundreds of Tyranid life forms, small, large, like medium sized, essentially, the biggest of which probably being the size of a human, the smallest of which being the size of a mouse, all come screeching out in this giant swarm. The one of the Marines that happens to be standing too close to the door basically gets run over, swarmed over by this thing, and then when it leaves, there's all that's left is a helmet with a couple holes in it.
God.
Oh no.
Oh,
Ouch.
this is a good use for that. Trance is gonna pull out his guitar and break into a wicked, like hard acid rock solo, and cast Firestorm
This
into that area.
this burning blaze of music and fire basically crescendos, and there's this tornado of fire that settles down over this Tyranid life form. Okay, go ahead and roll me damage while it saves. Firestorms last a while, right? It's like a minute, right?
Um,
No, I think it's just a
no,
single
it's
instance.
instantaneous, but it's 10-foot cubes.
Yeah, it's 100 square foot of range.
It's like I can like guide it down the corridors and stuff as long as they're connecting.
Okay, so you pretty much get the swarm here and roll it straight up the corridor at this point. there's horrible screeching and burning and as the thing sort of incinerates into ash as every like the hundreds of individual Tyranid life forms go dormant and still and then turn into ash and blow away as the music as the your magical music finishes. There's sort of blessed silence on the field as the choral screeching has stopped.
Excellent tune,
The
dude.
chaplain slaps you on the shoulder. I knew we were the best scald we'd ever seen. It's like wham, slaps you on the shoulder, 5 points of damage. Ow, thank you.
Trans goes tumbling forward. Oh man. I gotta figure out what song that was. I'll have to let you know.
Through the fire and the flames. There's no question about it.
Okay, gotta look.
The Marines, the Marines take like about 3 minutes and finish off anything in the local vicinity. Let us continue.
Yes.
All right, so they march in a vanguard up ahead of you. The tunnel itself is like scorched black from the firestorm at this point, and you eventually arrive at one of these sphincter-like doors. The uh, the the storm marines up front, basically with power claws and chainswords, begin the work on this thing as they basically start cutting away at the membrane, which is still probably made of some semi-metallic material or semi-ceramic material. And there's horrible sparking and screeching as their weapons tear into this stuff. The About that period of time, this sort of black reddish black haze of of spore-like organisms spray into the corridor. Let's see here. I need con saves for everybody that does not have sealed armor.
Mina's is still sealed. She got it before we went underwater, right?
I don't think I have sealed armor, so I'm gonna say no.
25.
I got 19.
Well, Bredius does not have sealed armor. I do not think Kirshon has sealed armor.
I don't.
Ronan and Timina, I believe, have sealed armor. So,
But I got a 25, so I think I'm okay.
okay. All right, so you take 25 points of necrotic damage as
God.
the red spores basically tear into you, but you manage not to breathe in a full lungful. DC 18.
God, that's ow. Burns.
Okay, full damage is 50, half damage is 25.
Wait, what type of damage is it?
Necrotic.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, Dredges, you're fine. You take half damage, so you take the 25. All right, so whatever this stuff is, like burns
Yeah, it
the
hurts.
chaplain. The chaplain grabs everybody close that happens to be affected by this. Basically, incants a prayer to the God Emperor. All of you heal up 15 points of damage, and then the red mist basically dissipates.
Nice.
Nice.
My healing
Glory to the
abilities,
Emperor.
unfortunately, are meager, but my ability to dispel disease is quite potent. So, any remaining damage you'll have to heal on your own. So, the chaplain is like, Marines, break down the doors. They the Marines kick down the remnants of the doors. It comes down in one large circular sheet. Comes crashing to the ground. It sounds very much like metal rather than anything organic that you would expect. Like it was a giant security shutter. The beyond, you see a semi-large, kidney-shaped room. In the little divot of the kidney, which is like directly across from you, is what can be best described as a living control panel. It's just like there's various Tyranid organisms that basically are sort of just bound into this control panel that sort of look like various humanoids that have been slaved to the hive mind, like dozens of them, making up this sort of like squishy organic computer thing. And around the edges of the room, you can see dozens of Tyranid warriors that all turn to you, basically, and then open fire. As if they've been waiting for you to bust through this whole time.
It's as if they heard us coming.
Yes, exactly.
Of all of the Space Marines fortes, stealth is not one of them.
Well, and
Exactly.
we did have the firestorm song.
You're
All
right.
right.
It does. It is
So
the Fire and the Flames. It's a good song.
I was
you
thinking
see
Fire by
several.
Hindrance, but
The Marines pretty much give as good as they get. They take down dozens of these guys, and like 10 Marines, like in the front ranks, all succumb, being melted into goo by basically by the plasma acid bolts from Tyranid weaponry. The 10 Marines behind them essentially enter the room, basically start getting into hand to hand with the rest. Uh, the chaplain says, "Destroy it, destroy the control center," as he points you towards the center of the room.
I mean, let's just go start hacking away, guys.
Yeah. Okay. As you approach the control center, all sorts of like weird spherical rainbow blobs of energy start appearing, and sort of coalesce into this tyrannid made of like energy blobs. Uh,
Oh no.
the okay,
Okay.
so that is what you're fighting. So I need initiative at this point.
Ooh. Ooh, a 20.
It
Ooh,
got a whopping
16.
3, so I think you guys are going first.
well, thank goodness, because Mina only got a 7.
Oh, hey. Oh, never mind. It still doesn't show it when I roll on D&D Beyond. I still don't know how.
Okay. Well, Trance, you're up first. What are you doing?
Um, uh, I'm not sure what I can really do to this thing. Trance's indecision. He's gonna hold for now. 'Cause I don't know what I can do to damage this thing.
Okay, Tirshan.
How wide is this room?
The room itself is actually quite large. It's probably about 100 feet wide and about like probably about 60 feet deep. So it's like shaped like a kidney bean.
But it's a big kidney bean.
It is a big kidney bean, yes.
Gotcha. All right.
So sort of think of like a convention hall. The roof is very tall as well. We're talking about probably easily goes 60, 70 feet up.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
this being that's made of energy is large, but it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. So it's maybe about 30 feet tall and maybe about 20 feet wide or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be
Uh,
Tirshan's opinion is this is some sort of psychic projection of the hive itself. So perhaps let's not attack this thing and let's attack the control center instead. Maybe that will disrupt them.
mhm.
So that is
How
your
many
thought
could
on
I
the subject.
catch in a what do you call it? What's the a
Cone?
10-foot sphere?
Okay.
10 foot sphere. You can catch a good chunk of the control center. The control center is maybe about 30 feet across.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll hit
You'll
him with
hit
fourth
something to
level.
be sure. Let's put it
Oh,
that way.
absolutely. I'm targeting the controls, but a section of the controls where the most Tyranids are, if I can. And I'm gonna give him a fourth
They
level
sort of like
shatter.
seem to be evenly spaced across. So
Of course they are.
it's like one giant biocomputer of biomass of various things they've conquered that they've glued together into a giant
Mm-hmm.
control station. You're trying at the back of his mind is like, don't think about what it is. If I think about what it is, I'm gonna be ill.
Don't think about it. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Shatter on one section of it
Okay.
at fourth level, but also dump a what's it called? Channel Divinity. So no dice roll, just 40 points of thunder
Nice.
damage right there.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Let me roll it. Save here.
I was
All
looking
right,
at
it's
Shatter
full
too.
damage. There's like you see several heads of things that have been glued together. Their heads explode, and like green ichor sort of flies out of consoles. Some of the glowing lights in the energy construct go out, but otherwise, it still seems capable. Okay, And then let's see here. That was Tirshan.
Oh, and then I
Nina.
hide behind one of the Space Marines.
Okay. Well, the
If
Space
there's any
Marines are
left.
off to your right and left, basically taking care of the Tyranid warriors to keep them off you at the moment. So,
All good.
Tree.
I'll hide from them way back here then.
Okay, I want
Okay.
to hit it with my grenade launcher.
Okay.
So
Did you buy more grenades at this point?
I think I only used 3 of them, and I had 10, right?
No, you've used almost 9 at this point because you
Oh, okay.
fired like 3 salvos at this point. So you have like 1 or 2 left.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and use one. And so that's 14 to hit on the first one, which is not so wonderful.
Okay, so we'll just say you have 2 left at this point.
Okay,
All right,
and the 14
you
on the
put your
second one,
grenade.
so that misses
Put,
too,
you,
yeah.
you put your grenade shot on target. There,
Okay.
go ahead and roll your 66.
So, yeah, 30.
30. All right, another section of Tyranid hive mind basically causes some of more lights to wink out in the energy construct, but it's still there. There's still a lot of it. Let's put it as like this thing is like 30 by 30 across, so it's like you're taking out chunks of it at the moment. Okay, and then Dredges.
Hello. I am going to take my hammer and I'm going to rage and try
Okay.
and beat this console. So
Okay, go right ahead. You zoom on by the energy construct. It takes an abortive swing at you as it does you do so. And I guess it connects. Okay, so grazes you with one of its energy claws for what is it? 19 points of fire damage,
ow.
and then you zoom on past it and get up to the console and start whacking. So go and roll the hit.
It's a 28 to hit, and then my second
Okay, that's
attack.
one hit. It's immobile and not very well armored. So it has 13 AC.
Yeah, those both hit.
Okay, go ahead. So let's see if the rocket hammer is still in good condition. Okay. Okay, rocket hammer, probably you need to take about 10, 15 minutes basically and clear the rocket hammer at this point because it's back to being a regular maul for right now. 2D, okay, so 4d6 plus, I think it's plus 12 each, so you probably add plus 24.
Oh. And that's just total damage for like both attacks.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's all right. So we'd add in. Okay, got it. All right, so you smash out a good like third of the console at this point as pieces, parts of what are definitely individual beings go flying all over the place as they're just sort of this gory splatter as your 2 mighty blows like leave 2 giant troughs in this thing. Like it's definitely like wounding a creature rather than smashing an electronics console. Uh, all right, energy construct goes at this point.
Oh wait, I rolled. Where did we
Yes,
go?
I'm sorry, Ronan. I skipped you by accident. So go ahead.
I'm going to Misty Step and reach the console,
Okay.
so I won't get hit by the thing.
Okay. You got up to the console. Well, now what are you doing?
I'm going to take a couple whacks at it.
All right. Go ahead and roll your. I don't remember when do fighters get their third attack?
I think it's 11th level. No,
Okay, so you have 3
I was
attacks. Go ahead.
looking at this earlier.
No, I have 2 attacks now.
Oh, I keep on forgetting your dual
It's-
class.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
Yeah.
so
multi-class.
So I'm level 9 fighter right now.
you're level 9 fighter. Okay, yeah. Okay, got it. That makes sense. All right, but you still got 3 attacks anyways because you have her pet that gives you another attack. So
That's right. And Action Surge.
okay, so 5. All right, go ahead and roll 5 attacks. So 5d20.
Nice.
First one's a nat 20. Second one's a 23. Next one is 25.
Sweet.
29 and 14.
Okay. 14 doesn't seem to do anything, but everything else hits. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Times.
I thought you said it had 13 AC.
Yes, it does. So never mind. That hits too. All right. So let's see here. All right. You hit for a total of 67 points of damage as you leave very nice. You're more of a precision fighter than Dredges is, as you leave pinpoint holes basically in the skulls of various creatures that make up the console at this point, like a sewing machine, and then step back as their heads sort of like explode in a fountain of blood.
Sweet.
Right. The Tyranid creature behind you doesn't look all that hot at this point, but still mobile. As as the energy construct basically sort of rears back and screeches at you with all of you with a psychic screech. I need intelligence saves for everybody.
Okay.
Oh god.
DC is 17.
I got 22. No, 23.
I'm gonna use the luck.
I rolled a
17 on
2,
those.
but with my amazing intelligence modifier, it's a 1.
The modifier or the roll?
Roll total.
Oh no.
Mina
Like they're just
pass.
going.
It got
No,
worse.
no, do not attack my limited brain power.
Ah, my brain cell! The one brain cell that I have left.
My favorite brain cell.
Can trance counterspell? Or is that? Nah, it's not a spell, is it?
That's not a spell at all. Essentially, it's effectively a breath weapon for all intents and purposes. So.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Full damage is 60 psychic, half damage is 30.
Oh, God.
As everybody's like several Marines that happen to be a little too close, basically, and not within like the chaplain's aura of the God Emperor, all like rock sideways and fall to the ground and like are slowly getting back up at the moment.
I have such a headache. My brain just exploded.
Okay. We'll start with Dredges for this round. Dredges, what are you doing?
gonna
I'm ready
hit the
when
console
you are.
again. I'm gonna hit the console again.
Okay, you're gonna smash the console. Got it.
It's 28. And then 18.
Might as well reckless because this thing doesn't actually have any physical attacks to hit you with. So just reroll. No, never mind. That's 13 AC. You're never gonna miss. So just give me damage at this point. So 4d6 plus 24, I believe. Okay. You level the rest of the console at this point as you smash any of the remaining bits that still had any light of life in their eyes, as their little beady red and black eyes basically squish into satisfying goo as you sort of like slam once, then twice, then a couple more times, basically just for good measure. There's little bits of the console all over the place, and then the energy construct begins to like dissipate and fade. The chaplain at this point raises a cheer. It's like, for the Emperor! It's like as all the Marines who are battling the Tyranids at the edge of the room cheer you on. Like the chaplain at this point is go forward. It's like through the gates ahead of you. We will hold back the Tyranids here. You can see just behind the kidney bean console is this sort of semi-spherical like iris made of like iridescent glass in front of you. You can just see behind it there seems to be something huge and monstrous sort of slithering around back there.
Slither? I don't like that word.
It's
I
hard to
don't like
tell.
food and
The glass,
monstrous either.
this thing is translucent, so it's not quite completely see through. But you could definitely see something huge and monstrous with way too many legs and claws and arms and teeth and a sinuous body, basically sort of rolling around in there.
Ew, what is that thing?
Okay, so you have about 5 rounds to do whatever you want to do before you actually assault the queen's lair. So what do you want to do?
Trance is going to use 2 of his auto injectors,
Okay,
and he'll leave one. So he's using. I'm just healing.
okay, got it.
I'm gonna do that
That sounds
too.
good. Is that
That's not
two
good.
d8 plus 4?
Yeah, wasn't
Well, if
good.
you bought the better ones, yes, absolutely, yes, two
Oh,
d8 plus 4. Otherwise, it's one
absolutely.
d8 plus 2.
Okay.
No, I used 2 at 1d8 plus 2, so I just rolled 2d8 plus 4. And then Trance is gonna turn into a golden oompa. I think is the correct term. If I remember what Goku transforms into.
Okay, so you turn into a giant
Giant
space
ape.
ape.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone can take 15 hit points as I cast Mass Cure Wounds at 5th level.
Oh, thank you.
I gotta figure out what it's called.
all right. You can see the
Golden
Marines,
Umbrella.
like some Imperial Guard, have come in to reinforce the Marines at this point, and for the moment, at least, they're holding off the Tyranid hordes, who are really making a good go, basically, of trying to break through the lines, basically, to defend their queen at the moment.
Are they all in hand to hand?
They're all in hand to hand at this point,
Okay.
and you're not sure going into the queen that you want to be spending resources like assisting them either. At this point,
Yeah.
they seem to be holding their own on their own merits at the moment, but they will not hold forever. So you have a limited time window to get at the queen uh, before the Tyranids probably start breaking through.
And I will be back in just a moment.
Okay. Speaking of which, let's all take a 5 minute break because I need to get something to drink.
All good.
I think I know what's about to happen, and it's in chat.
All right.
Oh.
Ah, here's a better one.
Okay, back.
That was the fastest 5 minutes ever.
Okay. I
But
find
I
it
don't think.
funny. So my wife is watching Death on the Nile, that El Poirot movie.
Yeah.
But the funny part I always find about like Angela Lansbury or Miss Marple or El Poirot is just like everybody, as soon as they see these people arrive, should leave. It's just like someone's gonna die.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're worse than the bubonic plague. It's like
If this guy's around, this means death. I'm out.
Dogs are going nuts. I'll probably have to bring them back in a few
You
minutes.
know
But
the rules, and so do I.
What are we doing?
We're about to go fight a giant queen snake.
Okay.
And Trance
Where's
turned into
Gab?
a giant ape.
It's oh okay. Yeah, lots of hit points.
Face ape.
Grape ape.
I was just thinking Great Ape.
Exactly.
Where's
Great ape.
James?
Oh,
All right. All right, Grape Ape. Give me a athletics check to bust down the doors to the Queen's Lair.
I actually have athletics on there.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have probably 6 or 7 strength bonus at the
Plus
moment.
6. Yeah. And I rolled a 5, so a total of 14.
All right. Just show him how it's done.
For the Emperor!
Boom. It's not going down.
As basically Trans bruises his knuckles and like, damn it! Shit.
Ah!
Trance goes, which translated to, I loosened it for you.
Dredge just casually just swings once, and there's a large shattering as all the glass-like structure like blows in all at once. It's like, and as Dredge just basically like jukes his head to the left and says, "Let's go, let's go." All right, ahead of you, you can see all sorts of little weird orifices leading to where all sorts of little tyrannid creatures all peek their heads out at you, like hundreds of thousands of them, sort of making up the walls of the room. In the center of the room is some hybrid of like the biggest tyrannid warrior you've ever seen before, and this dragon-like snake that has way too many centipede-like limbs. The queen seems to have detached herself from like the birthing pod thing, essentially, because you can see this sort of giant pulsating egg sac, like uh, like breathing in and out as if it had its own internal lungs behind this thing. It's sort of like it has a pasty white, which makes it even grosser looking. Like
Ugh.
Yeah.
you can hear this.
Ugh.
You can hear this voice in all your minds. Your organic distinctiveness will be added to the hive, essentially.
So resistance is futile?
Exactly.
Is there any debris on the ground? Anything that I can pick up and throw?
Only if
There's
you
lots of little creatures all over the place.
I want to use the giant ape has the rock to like ranged weapon attack, but I don't really have
Sure,
anything.
why
So I
not?
just want
You rip up like a hunk of Tyranids and throw it at the queen. Okay, and we'll start the combat with that, with your action. Okay, roll to hit. Queen has AC 23.
good God. Okay, well then no, I miss.
It bounces off the Tyranid queen. It's just like
AC
the fact that
23.
she doesn't laugh at you makes it even more disturbing. It's like, damn it!
That's rough.
Okay, I think apes do have multi-attack, so go ahead and make another attack.
Sure. I need to actually do a control. Come on. Sorry, I'm typing slowly. Even worse.
Even worse. Okay, so you're trying to rip up pieces of the floor, and it's just like they're all gooey and not coming up. It's like, damn it!
one sticks to your hand. It's like not letting go when you try to throw it.
It's still stuck there, going. Ah.
All right, well, I begin to.
It stings.
Okay.
Okay,
I throw some Tyranids at her and begin to charge.
Okay, got it. Dredges, you're next, and then is the queen.
Javelin! 2 of them.
Okay, shunk. All right, roll to hit.
First one does not hit, and that is a 16. Second doesn't hit either.
Okay. You are clanking off its ridiculous hide at the moment. Let's see here. Now the queen acts as like. Hivelings, devour them as all the creatures out of the walls become slithering out of their out of their holes and basically form this giant swarm that rushes over a lot of you as she uses one of her lair actions. Let's see here. Okay, everybody, give me a deck save as you're trying to dive out of the way of various hivelings going for your face.
What's the
Shame Hate
DC?
isn't here.
DC is 18.
Ah, Nina made 18.
Feck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Full
barely made
damage
it.
is 20, half damage is 10. It is physical damage, so Dredges, as you're raging, you can have it if you.
Can I use my Thunderous Retribution on this? This count as a melee.
Not against the queen, no. So,
Not against the Queen. Can I like? Is this swarm an entity to be killed, or is it just like a thing?
no, it is one of her lair actions. Just
Yeah. All
like
right.
like if she were a magma dragon, she causes the magma to erupt. That sort of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so full damage is DC 18, full damage is 20, half damage is 10. It is physical damage. So, uh, okay, so that being said and done, we're off to Ronan.
I am going to stabby stabby.
Right, you try to rush across the intervening space. The ground literally tries to grab at your feet as
Alright,
it tears
Misty
away
Step.
your cloak, and you like jump into the air and start using your repulsor boots to fly on over there. Uh, you
Alright,
can
Misty
still
Step.
see various tentacled creatures trying to grab it, i.e., everything's difficult terrain around here. Uh, the You eventually fly up to the queen. The queen sort of casually basically stabs you with one of her centipede piercing arms. Let's see if she actually hits. No, she doesn't. You casually deflect it with your energy shield as you go forward to attack. So go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay, so first check. Because I was going to see if I can Misty Step over there instead of run.
Okay, you misty step the rest of the way over there. Yes.
Let's see. So
She does
first
not
one
seem to be
is
surprised by you arriving, however, and still tries to stab you with one of her hundreds of appendages.
so the first one's 31, which is
Okay,
not
that
20.
hits. Still 23 AC.
So yeah, 30 is the next one,
Okay, hit.
and 25 is the last.
Okay, you hit all three times. So roll 4d8 and then add your strength plus magic weapon twice.
You said
Poppy
2d8?
doesn't have any damage bonuses. Okay, so how much?
I mean 3d8 because of the nat, of the critical.
So that would be okay. So normally you roll 48, so it'd be 5d8. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because Poppy does 2d8, you do 1d8 per strike. All right.
8 plus
And
12.
then you're double up your damage bonus essentially, and then that's your total.
40.
All right. You slam your sword into the queen like two solid pokes. There's sort of there's a splurt of like viscous purple liquid. The queen's multiple eyes focus on you. She takes one of her legendaries to beat on you. Her whole centipede body basically surrounds you and then like and crushes you with like multiple piercing claws for 28 points
Oh,
of damage.
okay, not bad.
Okay, Tirshan.
So is there any other entities in here, or is it literally just the queen and her
It's the queen and her brood. Now, that being said, whether or not you can attack the brood separately, you're not even sure because there's thousands of these things in here.
Yeah.
How big is this space?
The space is probably about 60 by 60 and
All right.
40 feet tall.
I'm gonna in the center of the room. I'm going to cast Destructive Wave.
Okay. All right, you fly to the center of the room basically, and like throw your arms wide in holy exultation, and the waves of destructive energy go flying everywhere. All right.
Dex save for that's 52 points of damage.
All right, very
Nice.
good.
Part radiant, part thunder, if that
Okay.
matters.
So the Hive Queen predictably flinches just a little bit. The hundreds of critters all over the room just explode in this messy torrent as this like it begins to rain purple blood down on everybody. Okay,
So are you saying it's purple rain?
it is purple rain. Unfortunately, it's toxic purple rain, so I need everybody to make con saves.
Ugh.
But you have destroyed like probably a huge number of these creatures.
Do I have to make the con save since I'm in the center of my wave, or does it like push the blood out from me?
And no, and basically you blow them up and then it rains back down on you. Is what is
Got it.
what's happening.
So what's
The DC?
Yeah.
DC is 15.
Okay, good.
Just made it.
Oh, that
Mina
didn't
made
work.
it since she's resistant to it. So, well, actually, she made it both times. So that's good.
Nope. What's the damage?
Damage is 20, half is 10.
Ugh.
We'll say some of her lair actions are less effective and now that she cannot call upon her hiveling swarm.
Or as much of it?
Exactly. Okay, Mina.
Mina wants to do lightning bolt, so that's a dex save 19, and
Okay.
that's gonna be 24 damage.
The Hive Queen rolls and sinuously jukes as you see an
Barrel roll.
opening just big enough for your lightning bolt to slip through as it barely grazes her, i.e., she makes her save.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now it is the actual Queen's action. Let's see here. Gregis, did you take your action yet or no?
I did. I missed both of my javelins.
You missed both your javelins. Okay, but you hung back. So the only one basically actually in her face is probably Ronan at this point.
Alley time.
Not so much Owie. Okay, she only hit twice. Okay, so you take a total of 40 points of damage as she continues to constrict you and crush the life out of you.
Only 40. Cool.
How many
Only
misty
40,
steps
yes.
you got?
She could have done, what is that, 4 times 20, 80. So,
Oh shit.
okay, you are you are restrained at this point as you're all the people can see of Ronan is like his sword arm sticking out with the sword pointing straight up. As you can see blood begin to spurt out the top. As everyone going, ew.
Venus is
Gregis.
not again.
I think the arms were in the nuke box that exploded.
Oh no, the spare arms. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the spare arms.
Oh man.
Second Amendment, the right to spare arms.
Yes.
Man, we should have pulled a Starship Troopers and walked in here like ready to blow ourselves up with a nuke. Would have been good. You're like, you know what this is.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm just gonna say, like,
Ooh,
Mina
fuck
has Mina requisitioned some like conventional explosives on the off chance she needed it against the Queen. So you still have a bomb, you just don't have a nuke. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How
He
heavy
sent
is
the
the
nuke to
bomb?
the fisherman.
The bomb itself is probably a good 30-pound object.
Okay.
They wanted to make it big enough to kill the Queen, but not so big enough to basically like blow up like everything like outside of the Queen's room. Okay. So Dredgers, how you doing over there?
Bit sad my javelins missed, but I'm gonna try and move closer so I can.
Okay.
I can use my
Make an athletics check to rip your feet away from the ground as the ground is still trying to hold onto your feet.
That is a 26.
Okay, no problem.
Sweet.
You basically like crouch like the Hulk and make a giant leap forward, and then make another giant leap forward and land at the foot of the Queen, who is sort
The
of
many
turn into
feet
this
of the
sort of
queen.
like ball like centipede object that is crushing the life out of Ronan at the moment.
I am going to use my laser eye, and I'm gonna dump a whole lot of health into it.
Wow.
Okay.
Do like Cyclops.
All
What
right.
is the
So
act?
Dredge's body begins to like twist and shrivel as this beam of rainbow light shoots out of his left ocular socket. All right. So how many hit points do you want to sacrifice in 5-point increments
35.
beyond the 10 points you have to start it out with?
First, get the
35.
shit out of me.
35.
So
Okay.
Wow.
So let's see. Nice 10. So 25. 5 more increments. All right. Got it.
that would be how many? D8 or
Okay.
6?
So 3d6 times 5 plus let's see, I think 66 is the base. Okay, 72 points of damage.
Nice.
Sheesh. What kind?
All right.
If it matters, I'm just curious if it has a type.
Magic laser
Well,
eye
it's
damage.
technically forced, so it's not one of the easily resisted types. So
Oh yeah.
the all right, your chaos eye beam as you Scott Summers this thing. It's like the there's you leave this sort of clean hole all the way through the you can see Ronan's smiling face through the hole. It's just like as you have missed his head probably by less than an inch. As you missed.
Oh man.
Well, you were center of mass. I'm sorry, man. As Ronan can suddenly see outside the queen is like, that was my head. That was my... Okay, as his face sort of disappears as the coils sort of like shift again and all the holes don't line up anymore. The queen screeches at this point, which is very, very satisfying. As you roll back away about a half of like about 5-6 feet, basically to make sure you don't get thrashed on when she retaliates. Okay, so let's see here. She does retaliate, and let's see if she hits. What is your AC, Dredges?
14.
You're a barbarian, aren't you? It's your 10 plus your dex plus your con.
Yeah, I only have 15 in con and 14 in dex. I didn't
no.
roll too high.
Okay, well, you didn't improve those using ASIs. Okay, got it. All right, understood. That's fair. Okay, so you don't leap back quite far enough as you take 19 points of damage as she sort of like does a casual thrash with her tail and whacks you into the ground. Okay, Trance.
I am.
Trance sees that juicy tail that just starts to wiggle and goes up and tries to grab it. And
Okay, I need an athletics check at advantage because you're a large creature to break away from the floor. As various hive creatures try to grab at your feet.
I think this is all just straight up plus. Everything's +9. That makes life so much easier.
Yes.
18.
Okay, you tear your feet away from the floor, taking 2 points of damage. We'll say it's like
Sure.
like
They're
if
stuck
you
to
don't
your
have
toes.
shoes, like some hive creature bites you in the foot. It's like damn it.
I'm gonna try
Okay,
to. I'm
so
gonna try to grab her.
you leap over the intervening distance to go grab the tail. Roll to hit. If you want to actually grapple, roll athletics. If you want to hit, roll to hit.
It's the same number, which is great. God, that's 1.
All right, go to grab the tail, and it's just like it's not happening for you as it sort of shifts out of the way. Damn it! Come back here. You're slippery.
Use the
all
second
covered with
attack to try
blood.
the same thing.
Okay.
The
All right,
fake
you have
dice
one
are not with
inspiration. Do
me.
you want to use it at this point, or pass it off as bad luck?
You know what? I'll blow up. Well, yeah, sure. We'll use the inspiration just for the hell of it because I really want to swing this snake around the room and
Okay,
smash
got
it
it.
into a wall.
All right, very good. You grab the hive queen and like whip it around it, uncoiling around from Ronan as Ronan's all freed up all of a sudden and is like, ha ha!
Freedom!
I just wanna,
As you,
I wanna bash it battle
The
rope
queen is
style
only
into
like
the
one
wall.
size category above you, so she's huge to your large, I believe.
Oh,
And
I'm huge.
Oh, you're huge. So okay, so she's like barely larger than you are. So as you basically manage to get a good grip on her and like swing her into a wall, go ahead and roll your 3d10 plus 9, I believe. No, I think it's 3d10 plus 6 actually.
Yes, that's correct. 23
All
points
right,
of damage.
all right. Bam! You slap the queen into the wall. The queen recoils like a slinky and manages to miss you. Actually, what
I
is
only
your
have a
AC? Is
12
it 8?
AC.
Never mind. She recoils like a slinky and slaps you straight in the face with her jaws for, let's see here, 28 points of
Seems very
damage.
damage.
As she basically, like, completely engulfs your head in her jaws and is gnawing away at the moment.
I
Wait,
begin chewing on her tongue. All right, let's
okay.
go. I'm not letting go.
You're not letting go. Okay, got it. Ronan. Oh, actually, I need to do the hive action. Hold on. I need to do the layer action. Okay, deck save, DC 8. Well, let's make it DC 15 for everybody. As hive creatures come raining down all over you, trying to bite you and consume you.
You say Dex or Con?
Dex.
Let's do Dex. I think it was
Do,
Dex last time. Let's continue to use Dex.
do I automatically
19.
fail since I'm grappled?
Better.
Okay. Okay, so full damage is
Oh.
20, half damage is 10.
I am not conscious.
You still get to apply your damage reduction on this Dredges because it's physical damage.
And didn't you have your auto injector set that if you hit 0, it was going to automatically inject you and keep you up?
Ordinarily it would, but I don't have any health potions left.
Oh.
Well, just
Oh
assume you
no.
got some from somebody else because a whole bunch of people bought a lot of extras. So yeah,
Okay.
We got spares.
so assume you have 3 of them at this point. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Ronan, what are you up to?
I am. Let's see, what spells do I have? I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet away from the queen, or as far as I
Okay.
possibly go, and then I want to cast Shatter.
Okay,
That's my line.
Wait,
Third level.
but you can't. I mean, you can't cast 2 spells, right?
that is correct. You cannot cast a Misty Step and cast a regular level spell. So,
Because that would be a bonus action and an action.
but that being said, you can still move away 15 feet because of the difficult terrain. Well, never mind. You fly, so you fly back 30 feet and basically cast your spell. So
Con save
Queen
15.
seems to be otherwise occupied by being grappled by grappled by trance at the moment. Doesn't seem to be able to get a free whack at you.
So it's a con save 15.
I'd say 15. All right. All right. Actually fails. All right. Give me damage.
18.
Okay. All right. Some scales fall off the queen, but she seems to still definitely be in the fight. Let's see here. Kirjan.
All right. Seeing Dredges unfortunately eat shit and be having somewhat of a bad time, I'm gonna look at him and give him a little jolt of quote unquote inspiration. I'm gonna cast heal on him.
Okay. So you got 70 hit points back.
Yep, just no roll, straight 70.
Nice.
All right. So you're back up 70 at this point.
Sweet.
All right.
And then I back away some more to get out of her reach as much as I can.
All right.
Even if she's restrained, like especially since she's restrained, since she can't hit me now.
All right. The queen lets loose a psychic shriek that everybody needs to make an intelligence save against. DC 18.
Where's hate when you need him?
Okay, Mina made
Hate is holding back the other Tyranids with the other Space Marines at the moment.
Unnatural 20.
I got 28.
I got 13.
No,
Yeah, 8.
29.
Okay, so full damage is 20 psychic damage, half damage is 10.
Oh, okay. I was expecting like 60.
Shh! Don't give him ideas.
There are other attacks you can do a lot of damage with. This is not one of them. This is one of her like free layer actions. So
What was the half
you
damage?
see 18, 20 damage is full, half damage is 10. Psychic damage.
Oh, I've got resistance against that. Does that take me down to 5?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Tirshan, what were you doing?
That's a good question. The only thing left in here is the queen and like the swarms around the room. They're part of the lair, right?
Yes, that's right.
Wait, didn't I just heal Dredges?
Oh,
Yes.
never mind. You healed Dredges. All right, so
Yeah,
you healed Dredges, and then she psychic streamed, and then that was the end of your round.
yeah.
All right.
Use my bonus
Three.
action. All good.
Okay.
Mina.
I'm gonna hit lightning bolt again, so that's a Dex 19.
Okay. Are you upcasting it to higher levels, or are you just sticking with the
Um,
8d6?
I'll do 8d6, so that's 21 damage.
All right. All right. Hardly seems affected. I.e., it makes it safe. So as you singe some of its heavy carapace, but the queen is still in fighting form. Let's see here. All right, the queen busts out of your grab as Trance's grab with probably a 30 plus. And the as Trance is going something like bites on his hand. Uh, like, where was there a mouth there? What? It's like the queen basically raises sort of this a uh, a thin pointed stinger basically shoots out of the back of her tail, and she goes to stab Trance with it. Okay, well I guess that hits. Okay,
Yeah.
so base damage is 20, and then I need a con save DC 18.
At least I'm. Wait, Jason, what's on? No, I'm not. Okay. What's the
Okay.
rest of the damage?
All right, so you take 70 points of poison damage as your whole chest begins to disintegrate where the stinger hit you. It's like
How
the
many?
flesh begins to boil and melt away.
You said 70? 70?
7-0, yes.
Okay, so Trance pops out of giant ape form. And that puts 33 on. Oh, wow. Yeah, Trance is really pretty much about dead.
Okay, and let's see here. She has one more attack left. Let's see. Well, she's going to continue to try to finish off Ronan. Okay,
Ouchie.
Ronan, you get hit for another 26 points of damage as the queen basically manages to skewer you with several of her limbs, pinning you to the ground. Okay, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that was Queen's full action. Dredges.
Hey guys, should I hit it with another beam?
Hit it with everything.
Yep. Smack it.
Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time and use 45
Right.
total
I
health.
will roll it save here. I've got it.
That was like 96, I think.
Well, 3d6 plus times 5, 5 rolls plus 66, which is the base. So let's see here. We've got okay, so 71 points of damage. As you focus your eye beam on it, and there's this another pinpoint hole, basically. Well, actually, like foot wide hole gets punched straight through the core of the alien queen. Uh, you can see pools of acidic blood like begin to boil out of her at this point and form this uh, probably about 10 or 15 foot diameter pool around her as she's just sort of splashing around in this stuff. It seems to be melting a hole in the floor. Let's see here. And let's see here. All right. Let's see. Dredges, I can't remember. Are you what type of dragonborn are you?
Blue. I'm
You're
resistant
blue.
to
Okay,
lightning.
you're resistant to lightning. Okay, so acid still does its thing. Okay, she splashes you with a big old glob of acid off the floor for 20 points of damage.
Ow.
Okay, then it is Trance's turn.
Trance is gonna disengage and run away. He's
I
just
really can't blame you at this point.
Trance is like about to fall over, and he's just gonna duck, dodge, dive, roll, duck, and dodge again.
Okay, well, you
But you
definitely when you
disengage.
strike back to your normal form, sort of like dropped out of sight, so she doesn't have a beat on you at the moment. Okay, so you duck back.
Yeah, that probably because I know
Okay, you can duck
that
back
takes
all the
my
way
action.
back towards the marine lines, or you're going to still generally remain close to the room.
I'm gonna get out of the room for right now. I gotta
Okay,
regroup.
so we're just gonna assume you duck back to the marine lines. The chaplain
Yeah.
sees you're in bad shape, basically heals you up for 15 points.
Oh, okay. I will take that.
Okay, so the chaplain's golden aura heals you as soon as you enter it. It's like, right, how goes the fight against the queen?
It's a big fucking queen. It's not good. One's down, and we're yeah. It's
Wait,
not
who's
good.
down?
Sounds like most people would already be dead. Most parties would already have someone dead by now. You're doing well. Get back in there.
You're fine. It's just a flesh wound.
Right, exactly.
Throw some dirt
Except
in
it's
it.
not a
Get back in
flesh wound
there.
because we don't have flesh.
All right. Okay, Ronan.
Um, I'm going to move out of her range again.
You're back in a little
And
bit.
what am I going to do? What gives the most damage?
Probably an action surge.
Well, he'd already used his
Yeah.
action surge on the console, so he can't use it right now. But your melee in general does the most damage because you're generally very accurate with it, so you're generally going to hit with all three hits. So
True.
plus, if you hit with all three hits, you're usually pushing like plus 24 damage just in the bonus. No, plus 21 damage just in the bonuses. So
But I can do firebolt. That's 30 total damage if I get max
That's
damage on that.
maximum. Like, you're never
Yeah,
gonna
that's-
get maximum. Well,
well,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. You can still shoot Poppy at the same time in a firebolt, so you'll probably
Mhm.
get landed the 20s sort of damage. So either way is fine.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to shoot a firebolt.
Okay, boom. Okay, roll the hit.
20.
Okay, so
Natural
roll
20.
6d10, and then roll to hit for Poppy as well for your 2d8.
60, 10, and then. Where's my 10? 8, 100. 6. $35.
Sweet.
Okay. You pop you pop a cluster of eyes that's on the queen's head there's this explosion of acidic slime and brains as the queen begins to stagger. Mina.
Mina's gonna pick up all the bunch of little creatures and cast catapult at third level, which was a Dex 19.
Okay.
So that's 5d8.
Okay, that's full damage.
Okay, and that's 22 damage.
Okay. You punch out. You put the critters in through one of the several large holes Dredges had blown in the queen at this point. There's sort of like horrible squealing noises as the The queen begins to stagger some more. The here need to have her do her death throws at this point. Uh, she probably smashes Ronan into bits at this point and tears him into pieces as she does 80 points of damage.
Yikes.
Ronan, are you still alive after how many hit points did you have left? I guess.
I think he might have stepped away.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. So 80 hit points.
Yes.
My auto injector brings me back. I have 38
Well, I guess
hit
it
points.
depends on how because this is like a 420. This is effectively in 420-point chunks. So.
Owie. I
So
have
it's like
50 hit
20.
points.
It's like chunk, 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 heal, chunk, heal.
So I have 50 hit
The auto
points.
injector can only save you once. It only has one use. Let's
Right,
put
you
it
have to
that way.
reload it per use.
Yes, that's right.
So I'm down.
Okay, so you're down with 2 death saves gone at this point. So
Oh.
you can see parts of Ronan like flying off into the distance at this point as the queen is beginning to tear him into bits. Let's see here, and then Dredges.
But I moved away from her. How did she get so close to me already?
Hit me with more health.
She's
and I'll
like
aim it
60
again.
feet long. She covers the whole room.
What can I do?
She's close to death. You're figuring she's just probably thrashing around in her death throes at this point. You just need to finish her off.
Left. Hold on. I have my breath weapon. I can use that.
Here you go. All right. So at this level, we're gonna say it does. Let's see here, 13th level. So it does 2d8 per tier. So let's say it does 68. All right.
Let's
One, two,
Save
three.
Dex save of 15.
All right. You don't know. You don't know if basically the lightning breath was enough or not, but it's just like it seems to be effective as the now the Hive Queen thrashes about violently as if being shocked really badly, and then crashes to the floor. There's Trance is. I'm sorry. Ronan is nowhere to be seen at the moment. But you can see some sort of chain reaction is happening in the Hive Stone at this point, as there's this ominous thrumming that sounds like one of those energy stones about to explode.
Uh-oh.
We might want to dip.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
I cast locate object on Ronan's sword.
Okay, you find
No.
him. He is definitely directly underneath the queen's corpse at this point.
Ah.
Which makes sense because the queen was trying to like feed on him.
Bear the dying on him.
You can't even see him. He's underneath
Yeah,
the
I
corpse.
can't touch him.
Can,
Dragus, can you move the corpse real quick?
I want to cast
Gotcha.
reduce on the queen.
Hey.
Even with the reduced, he's still a mightily huge object.
Yeah, but it'll cut it in half. It can only help, right?
Yes, exactly.
And she's not going to make a con save if she's dead.
No, there is no con save. You do reduce her.
Okay.
So you sort of shrink parts of her. You're sort of quickly realizing like she's some sort of like ensemble creature made up of a whole bunch of different creatures. Okay, so all right. I need an athletics check for Dredges. I'll need some sort of investigation or perception check to try to find Ronan's body.
I can do that.
Can I give you aid?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
28.
Dredges throws out his bat. Do you want to spend your inspiration on this, Dredges?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, no problem. You give it the old college try and heave the body over on its side. That with Tirchan managing to find the body. Well, Tirchan, what was your roll?
28.
28, no problem. Okay, you find like the point of like Ronin's sword pointed like stuck out underneath the huge mass of the queen. Mina shrinks it down some, and Dred just rolls the body over to reveal like like he's missing like most of
Everything.
both of his legs and one of his arms, and his face is like half chewed off.
Don't worry, I
We're
let him
not even
regenerate.
sure if he's
He'll be
alive at
fine.
this point, but you pick him up anyways.
Spare the dying. No, first level cure wounds just to get him back on his metaphorical feet, if that even works.
At that point, you're gonna have to carry him regardless. Essentially, he's
Oh,
like,
I know. We're gonna see
no amount of
3PO.
no amount of cure wounds is gonna fix the amount of damage done to his body. At
Oh,
this
I
point.
know. I got regenerate now. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Not on me. I took
And I'll-
Firestorm.
Okay, you bet. All right. Dred just picks up the
Fireman carry him.
Ronin's
I've
mangled body, and you start running out of there.
I've
You
staunched
start
the bleeding.
you
real
spare the
quick.
dying, so he's not dying anymore, and you start running on out of there. Okay, so you're yelling to the trap, and it's like, evacuate, evacuate! The hive is gonna explode.
The hive is gonna blow.
As the Okay, so I need 3 athletics checks from everybody.
Jeebus.
I'm gonna enhance
Even
my
for
own
me?
ability on this. Or no, borrowed knowledge.
Okay,
Can we use acrobatics?
sure. Go ahead and use acrobatics.
Oh, actually, that's even better.
What's the DC on this one?
DC is 18.
Ooh, jeebus. Okay, so
Mm.
I'm gonna use one of my 5s on the first one. Second one.
Okay.
Knocking out.
Okay, so Mina made all 3 of hers.
Okay,
Are
very
you
good.
shitting me? I used enhance ability for my dexterity, and I still only passed one of them.
Okay.
Oh, I thought.
France, do you have enough spell slots to cast another force wall, or are you tapped?
I've actually got 2 spell slots I can cast Force Ball with.
Okay.
I've passed my first 2. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to reroll that second one, the last one. I use inspiration.
Yeah, I
Right.
can spend some inspirations if I'm like the only one not
Has
gonna make
to.
it.
Can I inspire myself?
Otherwise, you're gonna have to force some people to come back for you at this point.
Can I inspire myself in between rolls?
You can use 1 inspiration.
I already did that.
Bardic inspiration or DM inspiration?
Bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration.
I used 1. Okay, so I failed 1 roll.
Okay, so
probably 'cause
every
I'm making
failed roll means essentially 20 points of damage, as you're a little too close to the center of the hive when it goes up.
So if I failed 2, that means 40, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm gonna, hypothetically speaking, would I have my actions as we're running out of here? Like,
Not
could
particularly. This is sort of like this is a sort of a like duration basically based
Yeah.
running through the hive.
All right,
Essentially.
time to. All right, that's 2. So I got a natural 20 on 1. I passed 2 of them, so I only failed 1, which means I only take 20.
So, are you good at this point? Did you escape
Yes.
the hive alive?
Yes.
All right.
So
Barely,
Trance,
but yes.
if there are other like Marines that aren't making it out, Trance is gonna make sure he's the last one out because he's got the ability to cast the Force Wall up again, and he will cast
Point,
if
you're
anybody's.
and it's like you're beginning to see the hive disintegrate behind you at this point. There is no time left to cast the force wall, other than to save yourself and anybody that's already behind you.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm
So you
dipping as much as I
basically
can.
you get to the edge of the hive, you throw down for force wall. There's you are going. I'm feeling bad. I see Marines on the other side. It's like, but they're not going to make it.
Oh no! If they're on the other side,
I'm
gonna make sure I'm on the in between any Marines and the explosion.
Okay.
I don't know. Marines have been good to me.
I'm saying there are Marines that are not going to make it out of there. There's just too many of them, basically, and not all of them are athletic enough to basically make it out of here in the mad dash. So the Space Marines, the Space Wolves make it like no problem. That's like
They do
they're
parkour
used
for
to basically
fun.
hiking 40 miles to might 40
Okay.
miles through the snow both ways, basically uphill. So
Then I'm good then.
yeah.
If the
So
Space
this
Marines made it
one
out,
you
I'm
can
good.
see Marines still basically trying to make it, and it's like you're not going to make it. I can see the blast wave behind you. As you cast Force Wall at the very last second, as the blast uh, watches over your team, and the Force Wall sort of reverberates with the Force. Okay, so make me an Arcana roll at this point because this is technically the whole hive going up. It's not like
And
one explosion. It's
Can I help him
it
with that?
doesn't do any difference with I've got a 6 level spell slot, and if it was I probably would have like cast with whatever energy I could.
Upcast.
Sure, I'll give you advantage on this if you have upcast your Force Wall.
Okay. 23, just in case. I'll add another one. No, I guess I'm going with a 23.
You're going with
So-
23. Okay,
still
so you're
pretty
good. So you're fine. So there's the Force Wall holds. The everything else around you does not. The Hive Stone is gone. The everything down to like 30 or 40 feet around you is gone. You're sort of standing on this weird plateau of earth and rock, essentially, and just molten slag all the way around you.
Force Wall's best spell ever.
Yeah.
As you
Hey,
as you let the Force Wall fade, it's like the air sears your lungs from the intense heat, and you're looking around. There's sort of a huddled mass of Imperial Guard behind you. The You don't see the commissar anywhere. You're guessing he didn't make it out.
Oh.
The Space Wolves are like long. The Space Wolves chaplain you can see behind you has that golden aura from the God Emperor's banner, basically continuing to shine brightly behind you, almost like another Force Wall. Like the chaplain present arms, honor the dead. As the Space Marines basically all fire their 21 gun salute into the air as the chaplain sort of kneels and says a prayer to the God Emperor. There's uh, there's silence on the battlefield at this point. This was not the victory you had hoped for, but a victory nonetheless. The best you can hope for in a world like 40K. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the end of the campaign.
Nice.
that was honestly a pretty epic
Yes.
conclusion. Not sure how much better I could have asked for.
Well,
That was fun.
wait, before we totally finish, can we
Oh, yeah.
rejuvenate Ronan so he's there with us?
Oh yes, I will be casting regenerate on him
There,
for the next 3 days.
Okay.
there's one
I
more
was clapping,
one
but
more thing.
my mic didn't
Trance
pick it up.
breaks out the bottle of whiskey and pours everybody a shot.
There you go. In the epilogue, we have Ronan recovering in a
I'm
hospital.
growing back his limbs slowly every day. However much I can do with regenerate.
Trance is gonna go
it
join
takes
this.
a while.
this-
It takes a while to basically restore probably like almost 50% of his body. It's amazing that Ronan was alive after that.
Well, it's not as bad as that time when we had Ryan in a bag, right? Like we picked up the
Yeah.
pieces
Jesus.
after he
Yeah.
got hit with the swarm of meteorites, and I was
Yeah.
carrying the sledge around in a bag for like
Yes.
2 sessions, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. Well done, everybody. That was amazing.
That was a
We
fun.
survived.
It didn't feel like a slog, Lawrence, but that was an excellent final combat sequence. Bravo.
Yes.
Very cool.
I give you a standing
All right.
ovation,
Hey,
sir.
we'll figure out what to do probably next session at this point. So come with ideas, and we'll
Yep.
come up.
I will.
We'll play another campaign.
I've been talking with Clancy. He would like to come back, and
Okay.
don't worry, we'll be talking ideas. I will be in the Discord, in and out, like not the voice call, but like spitting ideas.
Yeah.
So feel free to
Yeah,
like
we
stop
can do
in
some
and
chat in the middle. I like it.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Lawrence. Amazing.
Thank you.
right, thanks all.
GG.
Amazing finale.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Night, everybody.